Hi there, my name's James Abel and I'm a professional artist and designer. I work with 3D graphics. I've been using 3D graphics since 1999 with commercial work, anything from engineering to entertainment work. I'm also a traditional artist and I mix traditional work with digital work, for example 3D prints, etc., etc. And I've been using Blender now since 2011 because I started doing workshops and I realized that teaching with things like 3ds Max, I need to look into licensing issues. So I was really pleased that Blender is an open source free program, and hopefully this workshop will encourage you to get into Blender now as well. Most of my commercial work now for the modeling side, I'm actually really just using Blender, so that's how good it is as well, and clients are perfectly happy with the stuff that I'm making. There's no difference between a 3D model you make in Blender to something you've made in 3ds Max when you've taken it to another program. Okay, so it's here are the dates: 15th of February 2020, 1 p.m. till 4 p.m. and it's £43.71, and that includes Skype backup after you've done the workshop, so you can complete your ideas without getting stuck on them as well. So I can give you one session of help after the workshop. Okay, and the workshop's all about you coming with your own ideas and I can help you to achieve them. Yeah, so we're going to go through a few things and I'll do it very quickly here as well so you can get an idea of the basic concepts of the course. So first of all, I'm going to take you through basic concepts. I'm going to talk to you about different elements that make up a 3D model, and once you know all this kind of stuff, then it really makes it a lot easier to get the whole concept of 3D. It's not just Blender, it's the whole concept of 3D as a whole, and that enables you to go to other applications. For example, it's a bit like learning French really well and then learning Spanish afterwards. Yes, there are some differences, but many things are similar as well. I'm also going to talk to you about the basic interface of Blender. Okay, so since the new version came along, it's got really good. As you can see, there's tabs here that set up things like sculpting, compositing, so it's all set up for you as well. Okay, and I really love working with Blender when it's got things to do with Fab Lab, Makerspace technologies, or in your case with Green Lab, where you're using Makerspace fabrication technologies for sustainable research and products. Okay, so I've done a few arts residencies in Fab Labs. So in 2014 I did one in Montreal in Canada. I was lucky enough to be over there at the time, so I did an art residency in a Fab Lab there called EcoFab, and then I did one in Fab Lab London at the time, and I made a big map there for the wall, which was on its side. So if you were around then, you'll know that map. Okay, and that was in 2014. And then after that, I did a Fab Lab residency in Iceland. Oh, sorry about that. I did one in Iceland, and then I did a contract in a Fab Lab in the deepest, darkest wilds of Devon to set up help set up a Fab Lab in a library there as well. So as you can see, I really advocate Blender, especially when it's to do with makerspace fabrication technologies. I really feel it fits in with that. If you've got nothing to do with the Green Lab and you're just wanting to learn Blender, that's amazing too. Okay, as you can see, I'm just quickly adding materials very quickly. This is just so basic, we can get so much more detail than this. I don't want to go too long with this kind of intro video, but as you can see, you can model in different setups. You can make the whole scene look like clay, which is good for things like sculpting. Okay, so I'm just going to make this mesh more complex using subdivide, and then it's very easy after that to sculpt So it's a bit like just using clay. Okay, so Blender has a great feature for that. In fact, I was just working with a commercial client over Christmas, getting photographs of a 3D statue. We used lots of photographs to use something called photogrammetry that brings in all the photographs as a 3D model, but the 3D model was so messy, so I had to use this sculpting tool to make it look like the actual real-life sculpture. And now, quite excitingly, it's gone to a CNC and it's going to be made really large in wood. I think it's in wood anyway, that's what they said. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. So there's so many opportunities that you can use basically with just learning Blender for your concept ideas. You know, you can be making environment ideas. For example, you might want to bash out a bit like here, a quick kind of map or idea. If you were seeing a client and they wanted you to talk about a concept for a, you know, a biosphere structure in, I don't know, where could this be, in, you know, in North Finland or something, you can come up with a nifty little graphic to help you with that. Okay, those colors are not perhaps so good, so we can change them, but we can also look at lighting, so we can grab the light. And the amazing thing about Blender is that we can move things around with and see the shadows moving, and that's called real time. Yeah, so it's a bit like a computer game, but rather than playing a game, you know, we're modeling the actual models. So yeah, even a simple thing like that you could show a client, you know, and then take it to Photoshop and add some layers and things like that. But of course we can go so much more detailed than what I've done here, you know, and this is just doing something just off the top of my head. If we wanted to go into more details, we'd make this mesh more complex, and we can also do so many tools like this. You know, we have things like extrude, we can inset, extrude, we can add modifiers, and I'll be showing you all this in the course as well. Okay, so I think that's about it. Okay, and also another thing I can show you is how to go further with your models. So say if you've made a nice model in this, you can then take it to a 3D printer, and I'll show you how to do that through exporting, using the best files, etc., etc. So it's really exciting now that we have the technologies as an open source free software that enables you and me to come up with concept ideas for products and environments, etc., just really quickly, you know, for commercial work, your own commercial projects, and also hobby ideas and maker projects as well. So you can contact me if you've got any questions. Here are some examples of more complex work that I was doing on the Eventbrite page, and you can contact me at jamesableart.com. Okay, info@jamesableart.com. I'm also on Twitter and Instagram at jamesableart, and you can also contact GreenLab, grow@GreenLab, so Andy or one of the people at GreenLab will be able to get back to you quickly with regards to that. So thanks very much, and I look forward to doing this workshop. I really love doing workshops, and I might see you there, so ask any questions about it. And thanks so much for watching this, and hopefully this helped you a bit. Bye for now.